So welcome to Spring Trends on Morning Spring on Westernspring Television. My name is Emmanuel Ujadigele, EM Ujadigele on Twitter. You can follow me there and then tag me to all of your tweets and bring us in the know for all the things that are happening around you. This morning we start with the legislature. At plenary yesterday in the House of Representatives, Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila and Deputy Speaker Idris Wase were at loggerheads. So we'll take, I'm sure many of us didn't follow the parliamentary, so we'll just take our time this morning to sit down within the chambers of the House of Representatives, the Green Chamber, and follow what happened yesterday.
This is the first time in history that a deputy speaker will be challenging what the speaker is saying. Honourable members are invited to the official commissioning of the permanent site of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, scheduled as follows. Thursday, 25th May, which is tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. So Chairman, Business and Resources, let's make the order paper light for tomorrow, because we have this, it's very important. The permanent site of NILS is at 2:30, so it'll be good that we close at 2. It's at plot 307 Cadastral Zone. It's on the airport road in Abuja. Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, as we are winding up, we have lost quite a number of period of time. For a commission of a project, for God's sake, why do we have to shelve a lot of activity that we have just to go and witness commissioning of a project of NILS? I want to beg, sir, that we should do our functions. Those who have the interest to go to NILS, they have the right to go there. But our main primary and function in this parliament is to make law, and our citizens should be more priority to us, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Perhaps DS, you don't.
I was part of those that went for this.
It was set up.
So I have every information and idea as what this
by this same institution, the House, to go to NILS. What I said was, let's try and make it light and leave here by 2. If you want, we can resume at 10. We will do our work, but we will adjourn this House at 2 o'clock. I will witness NILS because it is important to me. So, as I was saying, the second announcement.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Sir, the parliament is about us, not about I. Thank you very much.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is the first time in history I've been in this House for many years, perhaps even longer than anybody here. This is the first time in history that a Deputy Speaker will be challenging what the Speaker is saying. Let us rise for Aisha Duku.
I don't understand what you mean by challenging.
Let's rise for 1 minute, please.
As they say in Yoruba, 10 is happening. So let's look at the comment. You can see the back and forth. The speaker had to rise because of the way he put it. The deputy speaker challenging him for incessant adjournment of the House of Reps. But let's see how Nigerians reacted on Twitter. Begin with Yusuf Jr. Yusufa Jr. says, I don't like what's happening between Honorable Wase and Honorable Femi. Interesting times ahead, but it is sad to see the two loyalists disagreeing at the final end of their service time. Mohammed Safiyan says, good. They should show them the shege they deserve. They are yet to be in the villa itself. They started showing authority. Una eye go clear. Otumba Sask says, this man is still the speaker. I've been seeing him carrying a lot of files lately, because you know what, that's in reference to Femi Gbajabiamila has been seen around President-elect Bola Tinubu so much lately that you even forget that he's a lawmaker and that he's the Speaker of the House. You think he's one of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's PA, plenty PAs, but he's still the Speaker of the House. Now, Tosin Taylor says, you can't behave like this, talking about Idris Wase now, and expect to be recommended for speakership position. You were deputy. Let others do too. That's coming from Tosin Taylor. Olu Shinaola says, one thing is clear. The 10th Assembly House of Representatives will be chaotic. regardless of who wins the speakership. Wase would lead the opposition and might end up becoming the greater majority. And Tosin Taylor again says, Idris Wase is taking this thing personal, and I like the way Ado Dogua is minding his own business. Uka Collins says, this is democracy. Embracing disagreement is essential for finding common ground. No more silencing or forced conformity. Nigeria's well-being should guide government decisions and actions. Oppenheimer says, Wase is not wrong to be furious. The entire conduct reeked of arrogance and condescension. I suppose he's talking about the conduct of Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila there, saying it reeked of arrogance and condescension. Suleiman MT says, Wase is clearly angry at Gbajabiamila for betraying him. And Skrio Olawoyomi says, they don't have to end it like this, really. The two of them should take it easy with their emotions. And that was all about the rumble in the House of Representatives. Let's move over to the cabinet of President Muhammadu Buhari that will be winding up, will be, going off in a couple of days. Yesterday's last FEC meeting, FEC meeting, Minister of State for Employment, Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, stood up and told President Buhari, let's even look at Festus Keyamo, one of his pictures in his office, while I tell you what he did. So Festus Keyamo stood up in his office that event and told President Muhammadu Buhari that the office of the Minister of State is unconstitutional, meaning that it should not have happened. There's one other interesting picture you'd love to see about Festus. I don't know who advised him to take a picture like this. Why are you taking a picture with your shoe on the chair? It's a village person behavior. This is, I don't know. Well, having money doesn't mean that you can take the village boy out of the village, but you can't take the village out of the village boy. So Keyamo said that his office, the Minister of State, is unconstitutional and an aberration. Let's see what Nigerians had to say. A lot of persons were concerned about Keyamo's comments. We'll start with Hillcrest. Hillcrest was replying to the Cable and Festus Keyamo yesterday. It says, after using the same office to collect the salary for 8 years, 4 years, why didn't you reject the appointment then and tell the president to scrap them? That's an aberration. Good question. Fecomnet says, after you enjoyed it for several years, you should not have accepted in the first place. Yes, very true. Ochuko says, now the issue with Nigerians with this, after you've benefited from the same office, low budget MD Tiamiu. You want to block road for boys after eating your own eat. Abiodun Omole says, Pro Max Scammer #1. After 8 years, he just read the Constitution. He must return all his salary and remuneration he enjoyed to last kobo for those wasted years. I agree, totally agree. Emi Boss says, I'm still trying to fathom the rationale behind the Minister of State office. I'm glad it has been brought to limelight. Those guys earn salaries for doing nothing, absolutely nothing. Francis Chidi says, you now wonder why he has so much time on Twitter. It's clear now that he has been useless in that office. He couldn't even give account of his stewardship. What a wow. Uzoma Ogan says, how ridiculous. He has enjoyed the position for all these years without complaint, and in the twilight of his tenure, he suddenly remembers it's a constitutional aberration. Well, I guess one should ignore the messenger and concentrate on the message. If you want to do that, it's just fine. OC Adama says, but you collected all the salaries of a Minister of State and enjoyed all the privileges. Return all of them before we take you seriously. And Pete Inevi Grace says, you are indirectly blaming your failure as a minister on constitutional aberration. God forbid. That's what that means anyway. Kitan Kela says, can that joker return all that he got from that office while he was there as Minister of State? He actually ridiculed the title as a Minister of State. Mega Yeye just a smell everywhere in Nigeria since 2015. And from Keyamo the sharp guy, we move over to the United Kingdom. Recently, Nigerians have been in the news. The United Kingdom has been in the news for, telling foreign students not to bring their dependents back out to the United Kingdom starting from next year. as those who will be coming for masters and all of that. But what was really trending over the few days was Tiamiyu, MD Tiamiyu, the Nigerian who granted that interview to the BBC, talking about how Nigerians don't come over for education, but because they need a route out of the country. Now, the Nigerians in the UK community put out a notice after that interview. So this is what they said. Nigerians in the United Kingdom, dear NIUK, in light of the recent publication on TV made by a Nigerian in the UK, we hereby state that the statement made was a clearly personal statement, view, and opinion, and not representing the Nigerians in the UK community in any way. Nigerians in the UK are hardworking. We believe and run our lives anchored on principles of integrity, hard work, and community support within the ambit of the UK laws. We encourage our members not to be deterred by this and keep up the good work. Let's continue to push the narrative of this truth whenever we have to or are given the opportunity. So effectively, what they did was to disown MD Tiamiyu and say, look, you are on your own, Mr. Man, nobody knows you. So we'll begin with Ajibade Adigbayibi. Says, thanks for this wonderful information. I don't know why he's thanking them for that information. And Lumi 0607 says, we are a sovereign state, a significant one by several positive parameters. We should not be silent on discriminatory policies.